Okay, we're here once again at Occupy Flint with Jason. We're going to be talking about the controversial... Ooh, look.
Yeah, it's controversy.
He's got a pistol, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm really terrified. Not really. But let's talk about that, Jason. So, explain the issue of open carry in Michigan.
Open carry in Michigan is basically like a non-issue to the point where there is absolutely no statute that covers it. I dealt handguns for a long time, other firearms. I was unaware myself, and so it's not so much that there is any kind of legislation or a law out there or a statute that makes way for open carry. There just is not a statute against it, and so it has become more increasingly common for people to believe that there's more, how do I want to say, like more technicality and trouble involved with, you know, possessing, purchasing, or carrying firearms than there actually is. And so, you know, I see all kinds of crazy customs about transport where people, you know, put them in 3 locked cases, you know, in the trunk of another vehicle that's in tow, you know, in order to, like, separate themselves from their weapons as far as possible and not be, you know, somehow found out of regulation with their transporter. And especially now we're talking carry. And so as far as carry of firearms, this is like a tradition among human beings that goes back as far as firearms goes back, and the open bearing of arms goes back as long as I believe there's been humans. And so, you know, humans' innate desire to protect themselves, basically, with our capabilities, will lead to use of implements, tools, weapons, instruments of self-defense and, you know, of offense. And so, since this is like a naturally occurring, theme in all of humanity and all of time that I know of, it really shouldn't be an issue. But I think that people are cultured to be kind of like apprehensive and afraid of the sight of a firearm unless they see it on the side of a police officer. And so the thing is that police officers have and carry their weapons as a direct transference of my right to do the same. All peace officers are given just a slice of my right to protect my area and to carry the same weapons and have the same tactics and techniques to engage and repel violent crime and you know, discourage criminality in general is you know, to have a means of stopping it, you know.
Right.
Or enforcing something like a law or a doctrine such as do not infringe on anybody's life or property. In order to say that and be able to enforce it, you simply must have a means, and the best means I can think of today is the firearm.
Now, you guys have, I mean, what has your experience here been then at Occupy Flint, since I've seen, you know, several of you guys open carry, and you know, you're all very responsible with your firearms. You know, I by no means have ever felt uneasy, you know, around you guys when you have your guns. It's all been very professional. So I guess, you know, and I've also seen you guys just flat out talk to the cops with these guns on your hip, and you know, they don't even bother you about it. And I guess you've said that the experience so far has been positive, at least locally here in Flint.
Right, yeah. We haven't had any negative, definitely no negative official contact from law enforcement over the issue. And actually it's been, like I said, it's a non-issue. I've never had any police officer here during this occupation here even question the open bearing of arms. And in fact, you know, through my research, they're more or less discouraged to do so. You know, so their insurance company doesn't allow them to question people about their open carry other than maybe in a casual manner, not in an official manner at all.
So then but the local, obviously the community effect of it is kind of, it's got to be like a deterrent, since, you know, criminals obviously are less inclined to bother people who are armed. You know, so I mean, you guys haven't really had any problems here at all with the locals, at least, you know, because of that. Would you say that, or?
Yeah, I'd say it's a deterrent. Open carry of arms is always a deterrent against, you know, sudden outbreak of violent crime. And, you know, there's, you know, all kinds of different facets to it where people will take the side where, you know, their opinion is you shouldn't carry that because somebody could grab it from you. But in reality, there's not one single known case of somebody open carrying to have been, you know, had their pistol taken and used against them or somebody else. It happens to police officers, but police officers, they find themselves in a lot more dangerous situations in a lot more secluded places than you know, you average in public. And so it's something that at least up until now that I know of hasn't been recorded, you know. So.
Well, that's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and stop this one and ask you a different question for a different video. Thank you for your info on that, and I hope that the people in the Occupy movements are listening. And obviously, they're going to need to investigate their local states, you know, and look into the rules there or whatever. But
right. You should look into it and just, you know, I mean, if you're going to operate legally, then do everything legal. And if you know, you have a want to use your rights, you have to first know what they are. It's very important.
Right.